this journey that you've had with Dua is so inspiring. Can you take us back to the beginning when you first found out about what SPG50 is and what it entails and how it's impacted your life?
Yes, of course. So SPG50 is a slow progressing neurodegenerative disorder. It affects the ability to move and speak in children and paralyzes them. It starts from the toes and it reaches the brain, and eventually ending the child's life, unfortunately. From our research, there's not a lot about the condition as such, as it's such an ultra rare disorder with only 100 cases worldwide, or less than 100 worldwide. And we've had to research quite a bit, and thankfully we found quite a bit of information on Cure SPG50, which was dedicated to Dua's condition, and it's devastated us.
Now, you said it yourself there, it's such a rare condition. I think there's only one, maybe two people in the UK that have it. How have you managed to deal with it? And what have been some of the biggest challenges that have come with Dua's condition?
So we have, in terms of managing Dua's condition, it's a lot of therapy. Sorry, I'm going to have to put Dua down.
That's okay, yeah. That's okay. I mean, it's such an inspiring journey and such an inspiring story, and we're so privileged to be able to have you on and hear about the work that you're doing and the help that you're giving to Dua.
Thank you. So in terms of the rarity of the condition, yes, Dua is only one of two in the United Kingdom, and the other boy is 15 years old. He was walking. Unfortunately, he has hit the degenerative stage now, and he has stopped walking. He's in a wheelchair now, and that's the prognosis that we've been given for Dua as well. We want to try and treat that before any degeneration kicks in, which is around 5 years of age, and Dua is around 3.5 at the moment. So we haven't got a lot of time at the moment, but do Dua, inshallah, that we do reach our target, and inshallah, Allah grants a complete shifa. Ameen.
Have you reached out to the family of the other boy? Have they managed to give you any advice or any sort of support?
We do speak quite regularly, and you'll see from our social media handles that they've made quite a few videos for Dua. Niall's mum is determined for Dua to be treated and for Dua to be saved, because in her words, she doesn't want us to see our daughter deteriorate in front of us as she has had to for her own son.
And when you say deteriorate, I mean, it sounds so harsh. What does that really entail for viewers who aren't familiar with the condition?
It means Dua will be paralyzed, completely paralyzed, and once it reaches the brain, that's it. There will be no Dua, and we will lose our precious angel.
And how do you manage with that? I mean, you're on here on Islam Channel. I mean, you sound so strong. I mean, I've already said it. It's such an inspiring story what you and your family are doing and going through. How have you managed that, mentally, and even with your faith as well? How do you manage the whole situation?
Alhamdulillah, I think it is our faith that holds me so steadfast. The fact that we have Allah and He is the best of planners, and inshallah have complete faith that He will find a way for me and my family as well, for Dua to be treated and inshallah cured as well.
Inshallah.
In terms of strength, I've had some time to process it, as has my husband as well. It's not an easy journey, repeatedly telling everybody what's going to happen to your child and having to relive that every time you speak about it. But we are determined to help our daughter, and that's where we find the strength, in the hope that inshallah she will be treated.
Inshallah. Now, we saw Dua earlier, and mashallah, she's very cute. Can you tell us a little bit about Dua? What does she like to do? What's her personality like? I mean, we can see her on the screen there as well. I mean, she's absolutely beautiful. Can you tell us a little bit about what is she like? What and how she dealt with her situation?
So Dwa is 3.5 years old. She's the biggest smiler that you can find. Dwa has a lot of pain in her legs because of the condition. It causes spasticity in the legs. We do go through quite a lot of therapies, but the pain's still there, unfortunately. And Dwa is still smiling. There's never a time where you can't see Dwa smiling. She's absolutely a pleasure and a joy. She's the most patient little girl I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, it's the beauty and the innocence of childhood, I guess, and you can see it on her face, her beaming smile there. Now, we've got you on Islam Channel, and of course, you're raising funds for what I believe is a crucial gene therapy trial in the US. Now, what can you tell us about this treatment, and how could it, completely change Dua's life?
Absolutely, this would be life-changing for Dwa. It's a difference between life and her not being here, I suppose. And it's a difference between her being completely paralyzed and walking, inshallah, and talking as well. So it's a gene therapy in America. It was created by a father for his own son who was diagnosed with the condition at a similar age that Dua is now. And he raised $3 million and he got a treatment produced, especially to cure his son, and his son has had it now. Now, his theory or his thinking was that he didn't want the rest of the children to die. And in that, he would help to save them. And that's where the trials were created. Now, phase 1 and 2 have already passed. Dua wasn't diagnosed at that time, and we were unaware of them. But phase 3 is the final phase. It is an FDA-approved trial. So that's why it is costing an extortionate amount. And that's why the rest of the children at the moment cannot be treated, and phase 3 cannot go ahead because there isn't enough funding for it to go ahead. $1.5 million is needed collectively, and it's around £250,000 to treat one child. Now, we've kept our target at the £250,000 so that we can contribute towards that, and inshallah the trials go ahead. If the trials don't go ahead, if they collapse because of funding, that's it. There's nothing else in the world that would be able to help Dua in terms of treatment.
What has the response been like from you wanting to raise this money from UK but across the world? And have there been any sort of standout moments so far for you whilst you've been fundraising this?
Yes, so we have been actively fundraising. Dua has some social media handles under Save Dua. We have a GoFundMe account, and we have various events.
Yeah, you can see the GoFundMe account on the screen there as well.
And I think the word needs to get out. People have been very generous, but we still feel as though a lot of people don't actually quite understand what the condition is and how time sensitive it is, that we need to get Dua treated before any paralysis kicks in, before it reaches her body, because the therapy, inshallah, will stop any further progression, as it has shown in the children that have been treated. Their paralysis has stopped there, and they are showing progression in leaps and bounds. But it will not repair any previous damage. That's why it's so important for us to try and get Dua treated as soon as possible, and for us to raise these funds urgently. Really, it's very urgent, and we have alhamdulillah raised some money, but we're nowhere near our target at the moment, and we want people to share Dua's story. We want people to be aware of Dua's plight, and I'm sure anybody with children or any contact with children will find a place in the heart to do so.
Yeah, I think they definitely will, especially after hearing from you. And you can see the link on your screen earlier. We'll put the link again, the GoFundMe link back on the screen as possible. What has the reaction been like from you hosting this event, from you having these media appearances? I know you spoke about how personally it is difficult for you to speak about it because you're almost reliving it again and again and again every time you speak about it. But what has the reaction been like from the community within the UK, across the world, and also for your family? How have they received the large amounts of money that's alhamdulillah being fundraised?
Alhamdulillah, my family have been very supportive, as has my husband and my father. In terms of the wider community, people that we have met on these fundraisers, the events that we have held have been absolutely lovely, very supportive, and generally just very giving. And we're hoping that that can continue so that we can reach our target as well. We are a very, very private family, and like I said to you before, it's difficult to come on social media or post our daughter on social media. But alhamdulillah, it's reaching what we wanted it to do in terms of that. It's raising the awareness that we needed.
I know you mentioned earlier about that it is a bit of a struggle, and that you do have that faith and you do have that faith in Allah. But has there ever been a point, and I know this might be a difficult question to answer, has there ever been a point where you've almost felt like you just give up, like it's just hopeless because it's just too much money or whatever? Or have you always been as strong-willed as you seem like you are on here right now?
Many times. I've broken down many times, and I think you have to find that strength to be able to face people and try and explain Dua's condition. But I've broken down many times, and I probably will continue to do so. It's my daughter. She's my life, and I want to see her get better, as any parent would want for their child. The target is huge, and there have been times where I have thought we're not getting the support that we need, or it's not raising it. It's not as global as we wanted it to be, but Allah gives me strength and I get back up again.
Amazing, mashallah, sister. Is it possible to, I know we heard Dua earlier as well, having a little natter to herself. Is it possible to get her back on screen, or is she preoccupied?
You can try.
Let's see if she wants to come back on Islam channel. Look at her, mashallah. Like I said, she's absolutely beautiful. I think she's just preoccupied. Can we get a bit of a wave? Can we get a wave? Oh, we got a wave. There we go. I want that clipped up, and I want that out on social media with the link there below on the screen. You can see it right there. And inshallah, we get loads of people donating and supporting this amazing cause. Sister Nadia, I want to thank you again for coming on and talking about such a difficult topic. And I want to once again reiterate how inspiring you, your family, and your little daughter Dua are to all of us here at Islam Channel. It's been an absolute privilege having you, and we hope that you coming on and showcasing Dua's story and the urgent need for donations really helps boost that fundraiser and inshallah get to that goal. If you want to support Dua and Nadia, then you can go ahead and support it using the link. Share it on social media, take a photo, share it on your WhatsApp groups. Listen, social media can do powerful things, but WhatsApp groups can be the most powerful thing in the world. Share this clip once it goes out on social media, whatever you can do. Like Sister Nadia said, Dua is this is an urgent case where if she can get the help that she needs, it could completely change her life. So thank you again, Sister Nadia, for taking the time to come on the show.